Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Yes She Can project. It is a really special episode today because I'm joined by the lovely Maria. Hello, Maria.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, bless you. So it's a really special International Women's Day special podcast. And can you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do, please?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Maria Campanini. I work for the Microloan Foundation. So we are a UK-based charity supporting women in sub-Saharan Africa with small loans and business training so they can build their own businesses and a life outside of poverty for themselves.
Oh, wow. Can you tell me what drew you to becoming a part of the Microloan Foundation?
Yeah, so, well, I believe passionately in their mission. I think that's the long and short of it. So Microloan provide loans and business training to, so small loans and business training to women facing extreme poverty in Malawi, Zambia and Zimbabwe. So the idea is that when they build their own businesses, they generate a steady income and they can then pay for food, clothes and healthcare in emergencies and afford an education for their children as well. So essentially we bring the bank to the women. And we operate a really high touch model. So we have over 200, I've got over 200 colleagues, they're loan and training officers in Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe who travel into these remote rural communities on a bicycle, and they reach the very, very poorest people in these remote communities with loans as small as £25 and extensive and comprehensive business training and ongoing support. So yeah, I mean, why do I work for Microloan Foundation? Well, I believe passionately in what we do. We reach women that are living on, less than £1 a day in the very poorest parts of the world. And through economic empowerment, they become financially independent. They then have agency and control over their lives. I love that it's about women, not only are women better borrowers, but they're more likely to spend their income on the home and family. So by targeting women, we're reaching the most people as well as the very poorest people. Families that are going hungry will be able to eat, and ongoing support from Microloan means that over a long period of time, these women are able to build a life outside of poverty. So that's why I do what I do. I'm very passionate about it.
You are. But not only that, though, with the Microloan Foundation, you're not only giving these women an opportunity, you're actually giving them the chance to change the future generations' lives as well, which I think is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the most important part of our model is not only providing this finance, but it's coupled with this extensive business and financial literacy training, which means that you set these women up for success. So they're taught how to reinvest their profits, they're taught market research, they're taught how to build like a business plan, just so that they are, as they build this business, they are generating the most profit, and they're filling a gap in the market, and they are set up, as I say, for success. So all the training is done in groups of 5. It's like a group lending model, which comes hand in hand with like peer-to-peer support as well. But the training is done, which I think is a really touching element as well, through song, dance and role play. So you can imagine these training sessions taking place. There's lots of singing and dancing in groups, and they're not just having fun, they're learning. And what that means is that those women that can't read or write are still included, because the learning is done through this song and dance and role play. So
that's amazing. So I bet you've worked with so many incredible ladies. Is there any one story in particular that stands out for you?
Oh, this is a hard question. Yes, I mean, one of the ones that stands out most to me, and actually this is not a lady that I've met, but my colleagues have met. She's called Mrs Mkonde. So she started, well, before Microloan, things were pretty tough. She has 8 children, most of which weren't able to go to school because affording school fees is something that just wasn't possible for such a large family, and her husband's income was not great enough to feed their family 3 nutritious meals every day and send their children to school. And it was a daily struggle. But she joined a microloan group years ago now, and her loan was just £22, so it's a really small loan. And you know, to look at from that where she is now, you know, she built with that £22 a profitable grocery store business. So she invested that in stocks, so that it became, you know, really popular place to shop, and you know, she could meet the demand of the people in the community and what they wanted to buy. But now she's on her 12th loan cycle, and she's gone from this small grocery store in the local community to operating a mill, which serves local farmers, local businesses. It's created loads of jobs in her community. You know, not only does that mean she's generating this amazing profit, but think of all these families whose lives have been transformed by her success, you know. So her school-age children are in school, her family can afford to eat, but she's got a whole team of paid employees, you know. These people can now feed their families, and as you say, you know, getting these children to school means that they are going to reach their full potential and follow their dreams. So, you know, it's the long-term impact of what she's done in building this like thriving community. So that's I love telling that story, because that's just such a brilliant example of how just a very small loan and investment coupled with this extensive training and support and mentoring and the peer-to-peer support, you know, we have helped this woman to flourish, and through her own hard work and determination, she is now a role model in her own community. And yeah, she's brilliant. She's an inspiration, yeah.
But it's like that amount of money you would easily just go and spend without thinking about it, wouldn't you, really? But that small amount of money from the Microloan Foundation has absolutely changed the lives of so many people. And that's why it's so important that anybody who can needs to help, because you're not just helping one person, you are helping an entire community of people and their future generations. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was going to say as well, I think that does tie in really nicely to a question that we get asked quite a lot, which is, you know, why women? Why do we support women in particular? And I think, well, the focus on women, as I mentioned already, is really important to me. And, you know, I mentioned that not only is that because women are the majority of the world's poor, women are hardest hit by climate change, but within these patriarchal societies, women are often marginalized as well. So what we're doing is we're, you know, we are a women's empowerment organization. So there's independence and agency and control that comes with this, earning your own income and being financially independent. And women are more likely to spend their income on the home and the family. So, you know, by reaching women, we actually reach the most people. So the children, that's, you know, the children and the employees and et cetera, you know, and often women work together with their husbands on on building the business. And often they do work as a team, and, you know, generating that household income. But loaning to women, not only are they, as I say, better borrowers, but it does mean that we are reaching the most people, and having that ripple effect for generations to come, you know.
I'm so excited. It's so exciting. I think it's absolutely amazing. So you guys at the charity are launching a campaign for International Women's Day, obviously leading up and during, called When Women Lead. Can you tell us a bit more about the campaign?
Yeah, I would love to. So it all stemmed, where did it stem from? I guess it's probably a really good place to start. It all stemmed from another lady's story, a lady called Dadarai, and she's actually had a really difficult, you know, obviously it was a happy story in the end, but she had a very difficult life before she came to Microloan. You know, she was in an abusive relationship, and the actions that of her husband's actions actually created a stigma, not only for him and for her, but for the whole family. She was ostracized in her community. And even when her relationship ended, she found herself with no family or friends to support her emotionally or financially. Being a single mother in these very like traditional patriarchal societies is in itself really challenging. So she took over from a grocery store business that, if I understand correctly, that he was running. She took over from that from him when her relationship broke down, but she wasn't able to keep her children into school. The family often went hungry, and this was 5 years of struggling before eventually she heard about Microloan through one of the community groups, and she took on a loan, joined this group, a group of 5. As I say, it's a group lending model, so the women receive loans in groups, and also they receive the training in groups. So not only
group
is she
support
now,
as well, isn't it?
yeah, exactly, it's the peer-to-peer support, which is such an amazing aspect of this story in particular. But as well as the fact that she is now operating a profitable business, a grocery store business. She sells textiles and she rears chickens as well, multiple means of generating an income, and this is amazing for her independence and for her generally generating this steady income means that her family can eat and her children are now in school. But something that we don't really measure in our impact studies, and something that you can't really put a number on, but such a touching element of this story is that she became part of this supportive community of fellow women and fellow entrepreneurs that stood by her, not only in business but in life as well. So when reading her story and her interview, which is one of the joys of my job, to read these sort of raw case studies and to tell our donors and supporters about these amazing, inspiring women. But I found that to be such an inspiring thing, how having that unity and that support and the role model, and being a role model to each other and supporting the peer-to-peer support, that was what this campaign has been born from. So it's called When Women Lead, and it's in celebration of International Women's Day, which is 8th of March, obviously, which is why we're on the podcast. It is an amazing day, our favourite day of the year. But When Women Lead, the campaign aims to bring together, this inspiring community that we've already got and that we've grown. Women like you, Michelle, we've targeted and we've contacted and built relationships now with some amazing women that are in business, or also entrepreneurial women that own their own businesses, run their own businesses. But it's this amazing, inspiring community internationally. And it's all about women supporting women and coming together and, look all the amazing things that do happen when women lead. Yeah. So our collection includes quotes from inspiring businesswomen and business owners. Like you, Michelle, and loads more. I can't even think now, spring to mind, but the collection is amazing. And also we're going to be featuring these amazing quotes alongside quotes from the Women in Our Network, who are in their communities role models and who are doing inspiring things, like Dadarai and like Mrs Mkonde, and their pieces of advice and tips to women that are starting out in groups, in microloan groups, and building their own businesses as well. So as we share these quotes with the hashtag When Women Lead, we are spreading the word about our inspiring mission, and we're asking people to donate just £5. So every penny raised for International Women's Day will help us to reach more and more women who are looking to build a business and, by extension, a life outside of poverty. So that's what it's all about. When Women Lead.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be a part of it as well. It's like you can feel the movement, if that makes sense. It sounds bizarre, but you really can. And the responses that both of us have had have just been like, wow, it's such a strength when we all come together, isn't it?
Definitely. That is exactly what it's about, and some people are in a position to donate, and that's amazing. Although, it's been a really tough couple of years, especially for a lot of people that are running their own businesses, small businesses in particular. But, what we can do in spreading the word when we come together online, when we are encouraging people to use the hashtag and to follow Microloan Foundation, to share these posts and to record videos and to chat to family and friends and, tell other people and be a champion for Microloan Foundation about what we're doing. It does help us leaps and bounds, with raising awareness. And that's such a crucial part of this campaign as well, is raising awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. So you, Maria, obviously you're based in the UK, but you and your team do travel out to the country to see the women in the countries that you help. You're actually traveling out later on this year, which I bet you're so excited about. Can you tell me what kind of things that the foundation does, like when you do go out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm heading out in May, which it feels like it's long overdue, but you know what it's been like with COVID, the dreaded C word. I won't dabble too much in COVID, gosh, but no, it's been difficult because we've not been able to go out in such a long time. And I mentioned before that we've got over 200 colleagues in Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe who, you know, make the magic happen on the ground in the UK here, and also in the US and Australia. We've got sort of like fundraising offices where we try and we send the funds to them to make as I said, the magic happen in Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. So I'm really excited to go for the first time in May, and a lot of what I will do when I'm there is interviewing the women and taking lots of photos and videos and stuff, just so that we can tell their stories, which is such a we you know, we're so fortunate that we have had in the past some great photographers and people go out there to get this content, because that's what it's about, you know, sharing and spreading the word, as I say, is such a crucial part. But we've not been able to go for so long that it's long overdue. So I'm very, very looking forward to meeting the women and just seeing, you know, how it all works on the ground, and how you know, how the training sessions are run. I hear that it's super inspiring to attend one of these training sessions where everyone's sort of singing and dancing, and it's just really just uplifting and deeply inspiring. So yeah, I think for me personally, having worked at Microloan Foundation now for a year and a half, you know, this is what it's all about, actually meeting the women that we serve. So I really look forward to it. But, you know, it's not just, we don't just go out, the team, just us. We actually have a couple of really exciting opportunities, which are starting up again this year. Again, it's really quite exciting time. But we do overseas challenge events. So this year is the first one back post-COVID, but the first one's in May as well, which is just after I actually go out. But it's climbing up Mount Malanje, which is the highest peak in Malawi. And that's in May. And then the second one is in October, and it's white water rafting on the Zambezi River in Zambia. So it's for the trekkers and the adrenaline junkies, and it's a challenge event. So it's a fundraising event. So people that anyone, you know, whether you go in a group of colleagues or you go as a group of your family, friends, or your partner, or just on your own, you know, this team becomes such a great unit of friends who not only go out and do these really extreme challenges like trekking up a mountain or whitewater rafting, but they also do a safari. And most, I think that's the biggest sort of selling point, is that, you know, the fundraising that you do, you actually go and meet the women that your fundraising is supporting. So that is it's just, as I say, a really inspiring trip, because you get to actually go to the communities, meet the women, chat with them, see the impact of your support, and it's a truly amazing experience. So yeah, I mean, anyone out there that's listening, if you would like to go to Malawi or Zambia, do let us know.
There's your invitation, people.
Yeah, you know, it's open to all. We get people from all sorts of, you know, we've got a really great team already, and the deadline for the Malawi one, as I say, it's in May, so the deadline for the Malawi one is the first week of March. So yeah, register your interest, and the trip's nearly full anyway. These are really popular, but it's such a great way for you to actually really see the impact of what your fundraising is doing.
Yeah, so. And it's like one of those, I would imagine it's a really life-changing experience to take part in something like that. And I would imagine that the people that you meet along the way, it would encourage them to, you just end up being friends for life, because you've shared such a special time.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah.
So how, obviously, sorry, there's a bit of a delay. So how can, obviously you've said, Maria, about the upcoming challenges. How else can listeners get involved?
Yeah, so we are so grateful to anyone that can donate to support these inspiring women, you know, women like Dadarai and Mrs Mkonde, who I've spoken about today. Loans are as small as £25. So every donation really does make a really huge difference. Yeah. And just click on the link on our website to donate. Just to mention as well, it's microloanfoundation.org.uk/donate. But I also wanted to mention, for the business owner listeners amongst you, I know that's often a lot of people that tune into this amazing podcast. We've got really powerful ways that you can support Microloan Foundation through your business, one of which is called Empower for Business. So just drop me an email, or take a look at the website. If you search in the search bar, Empower for Business, you can take a little look at some more information there, or just send me an email. I'll be more than happy to chat to you. But it's contact@mlf.org.uk. Empower for Businesses, as I say, a really powerful way for businesses to donate and to support Microloan Foundation's mission. Otherwise, just to go back to the meaning of all of this, the reason why we come on the podcast today for International Women's Day, the When Women Lead campaign, there's multiple opportunities to get involved in the campaign week, which is all going to be kicking off on the 1st of March, and we're going to run all the way up to International Women's Day on the 8th of March. So please visit us on social media. Click follow. We are on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, and share our posts. You can support us in raising awareness just by clicking share, sharing to your story, sharing to your feed, just shouting about us. Together we can come together and raise awareness about our work, and hopefully raise funds along the way too. And we will, if we can come together in that way, we will have a transformational impact this International Women's Day, and that is what the When Women Lead campaign is all about. So
absolutely, you're so right. So what are the hopes for the future for the Microloan Foundation?
Yeah, so we're working on some really exciting projects at the moment, actually. So there's a savings platform that we're working on in Zambia at the moment, which is going to help women to save for future hardship. So encouraging savings behavior is actually a really key element of our model already. It's key to building resilience. And, as happened really recently, these communities do often face extreme weather or natural disasters. So there was some flooding after a tropical storm last month. Particularly in Malawi. It's so important that women in these scenarios have savings to fall back on. Rural regions of sub-Saharan Africa, of this part of the world, are the areas hardest hit by climate change. So when these floods happen and it causes utter devastation to homes and businesses, and whole communities are just washed away, savings actually enables people to build back. And it's such a crucial part of what we encourage, and a crucial part of our model. So we're working on a savings platform which will encourage and facilitate savings. That's really, really exciting. That's in Zambia. We're also rolling out mobile money at the moment in Malawi. So we already operate in mobile money in Zimbabwe and in Zambia, but in Malawi, it's still sort of rolling out throughout 2022, and hopefully by the end of 2022, it'll be in all of our branches across Malawi. But it's a much more efficient way to disperse loans and to collect repayments. It's COVID safe. It's safe. Not carrying around cash is actually a lot safer for the people that the Microloan Foundation's loan and training officers that actually travel into these communities on motorbike. So actually, yes, I wanted to mention as well, digitalization is really topical at the moment, and we're actually hosting an event next week, which is on the 16th of March, and not next week, the week after. I'm not sure when this podcast is actually coming out, but on the 16th of March. And it's all about gender smart innovation and digital transformation. So it's a panel event. You've got some phenomenal speakers. So from UN Women, from FSG Zambia, from CGAP, which is part of the World Bank Group. It's free to attend, and they'll be talking about how we can bring about empowerment through digitalization. It's going to be a really, really great discussion, and it's hosted by the team, Microloan Foundation team. So yeah, do come along to that if this is digitalization is something that you'd be particularly interested in. But yeah, crucially, when you ask about our hopes for the future, we hope to raise more money so that we can reach more people living in poverty. Last year alone, in 2021, we supported over 90,000 women to build businesses. Yeah, and long may it continue. And this year, we hope to reach even more. So it's all about raising money, raising awareness, and raising money so that we can actually reach more and more amazing, inspiring women like Dadarai, like Mrs Mkonde, and grow and build. And each loan is repaid. So every time that we reach a new woman with loan capital and provide the business training and support, when that loan is repaid, we can actually reach more women with that same capital and reuse it so that more families' lives can be transformed, which is why we are constantly growing and building and reaching new people and new communities. So that's definitely the plan for 2022, is keep reaching more amazing women.
Oh, Maria, I could talk to you all day. So what I'll do is I'll put all of the information for everybody in the show notes, along with a link to attend the event on the 16th, the digitalization. And I'll also pop the website in there. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on. It's been wonderful to talk to you.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like I've bombarded you with a bunch of different ways to get involved and help us, but exactly as you say, it's the website is the best place to go. Information about events and about the campaign and more amazing stories and that all important donate button. So yeah, I mean, just wanted to say as well, whilst we're still live, thank you so much, Michelle, for having us. It's really amazing to have this platform to just share about and shout about what we do. I'm sure you can tell this is something I care so passionately about, and to be given an opportunity to just shout it from the rooftops and hopefully chat to and be, connect with inspiring women that just this cause really resonates with. That's what it's about. So we really, really appreciate your time and for having us, for hosting us.
Oh, well, thank you for coming on, and it's just been absolutely wonderful. I mean, it's a topic that is so close to my heart, not in the same way as the women that you help, but I do feel a connection with them because I've suffered hardship myself, and I know that just being given a chance and being given that opportunity is so crucial, not only to change the lives of their families, but to make them feel like a woman and like a human. And I think that's so important, because the impact on your mental health when you know that you can provide a future and you know that you're earning income is second to none. Most of the time money can't buy feelings like that.
Exactly.
Right, Maria, I shall love you and leave you. And as I say, I'll put everything in the show notes. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you so much.